Hi, we're Team QWERTY and this is our app curtain call.
Our target user group are specifically actors, but can easily be expanded to just about anyone who is trying to memorize lines. Actors can most efficiently memorize lines when they speak their lines and have another person present to speak the lines of other characters. The applications that are currently on the market do not offer the ability to emulate another person virtually being available to practice scripts with. The UI for many apps is also very unintuitive and cluttered, which prevents many users from wanting to explore this avenue of helping memorize lines.
Our app curtain call aims to solve these problems.
The user can add a play, and let's say they did a typo in the play that they tried to add. They can do a long press to rename the play. And if they want to throw out the play entirely, they can swipe to delete it. Let's go into Romeo and Juliet, and the user can add chunks. Let's say they're going to memorize a monologue and maybe their dialogue as Samson. Do a long press to rename and also swipe it to delete it. Let's record our dialogue for us as Samson. So the user will press the My Line button and record their lines, and then press the button for Other Line to record the other people's lines. Gregory, oh my word, will not carry coals. No, for then we should be colliers. I mean, and we being collar, will draw. Aye, while you live, draw your neck out o' the collar. Let's say I don't like the way line 4 sounds.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out o' the collar.
I can press it to replay the line like I just did.
While you live, draw your neck out o' the collar.
And let's say I don't like the way I said the collar. I didn't pronounce it right or something like that. I can swipe to delete, and I can re-record that line. Aye, while you live, draw your neck out o' the collar. Let's play back the new line that we just recorded.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out o' the collar.
And we like the way everything sounds, so we want to go ahead and start rehearsing. The user can play back all the lines. Let's say they want to memorize the whole scene.
Gregory, oh my word, will not carry coals. No, for then we should be colliers.
Or they can play a specific line. Let's say they wanted to play the last lines. They can go to line 4.
While you live, draw your neck out.
They can also go into the settings menu and choose to omit their lines, to mute the playback of their own lines when they're practicing. So now that if the user wanted to do this as like a test, sort of like if they're rehearsing with their friend, the blank lines are where they're supposed to say the line that they memorized, and then the app will recite the other people's lines. Gregory, oh my word, will not carry coals.
No, for then we should be colliers.
I mean, and we being collar, will draw.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out o' the collar.
And so they can also click here if they want to go into the monologue. We haven't recorded anything for that yet, so that's why everything's blank. And they can also click, the left and right buttons to skip around in different scenes. One of the biggest hurdles in the development of Curtain Call was the implementation of the sound-based features. One major feature we were unable to achieve, for example, was the speech-to-text converter. While Google's speech recognition API showed promise, we were unable to use it due to a technical limitation where we could not record the user's voice and use the Google API at the same time, as they both required access to the Android device's microphone. For the moment, we've worked around this issue by not including a speech transcriber into our application, though this is a feature we want to implement in future iterations. We learned a lot from interacting with our target users. Actors will typically separate scripts into multiple smaller parts called chunks. Often, actors will record their lines in a voice memo app and play them back, so we tried to streamline this process in our application. We received a lot of good feedback about the utility of the app, but we made edits to our record buttons based on critical incidents we observed. The app works quite well now, but in the future we would like to implement speech-to-text to allow for easier navigation on recorded lines and allow for feedback on line delivery during rehearsal.